So this is our dinner. James hasn't been eating very much of his bacon and or whatever fake vegan pork product, and he's having 1 bell pepper, 2 large carrots, and that much celery juiced. And if we have enough room, then we're going to have these cakes, which are really red from the fires of hell. It's a very sinful dessert. And I'm drinking this smoothie made from that. I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, I'll talk about this book, Medical Medium Celery Juice, first, and then I'll talk about these recipe books, and I'm going from worst to best, and I'll explain why I have rated them that way. And I don't know where James is, so it hopefully he shows up within the next few minutes, otherwise he's gonna miss all of this talk about celery juice. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's a little bit chilly, so I have my hot water bottle here. And I'm going to force myself to drink that smoothie first because I hate pears. I don't tend to eat them. So anyway, I put some protein powder at the bottom, and then the stuff, you could put it in whatever order, and then just water. Shake, 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 shake. So, the celery juice book, page 19. Celery juice is full of digestive enzymes. It contains well over 24 types of enzymes, most of them involved in the breakdown of waste matter inside the intestinal tract. One of the functions of the antioxidants in celery juice is to remove fatty deposits from around toxic heavy metal deposits in your body, often found in brain and liver. Page 20. When fatty deposits and toxic heavy metals touch, it causes the metals to oxidize. The fat draws in this toxic discharge, and then the fat is highly toxic. The antioxidants from the celery juice coat the heavy metals to discourage oxidation. Sodium cluster salts attached to celery juice antioxidants diffuse the toxic heavy metals' destructive charge. Once a destructive charge is neutralized, the antioxidant works towards stopping oxidation. Celery's vitamin C doesn't require methylation in the liver so that the body can use it. It's bioavailable vitamin C. Page 21. People who have autoimmune issues such as viral or bacterial loads tend to have more difficulty detoxifying because their livers are overloaded and stagnant, which means the blood consistency fills up with toxins, particularly viral debris. And yeah, this looks disgusting and it's gonna taste bad too, but I mean, at least our pizza is a cauliflower crust pizza, but still, it's not a homemade cauliflower crust pizza. It's just one that I got. Some of my protein powder did not dissolve in while I shook it, so I'm just going to have to give it a little extra stir. Because that's always gross. I mean, the stuff's thick enough anyway. It's almost like pudding. It just doesn't taste like pudding. It tastes like stevia. I hate these pre-made protein drink mixes. They're way too sweet. I don't need the stevia in it at all. But I was given this and I'm very thankful. Anyway, so I'm having this because I'm not having really much protein with that pizza, and all morning, like this is my breakfast, I've been craving that awful cake, which is not even good. It doesn't even taste good. I had a piece yesterday. It's not good. That tastes good. That chocolate one over there, I know that because I snuck some of that maybe a week or so ago. But luckily I've been able to not eat this, and James is just eating it because that's so rich. saturated with neurotoxins, dermatoxins, and other viral waste matter can lead to diagnosis ranging from multiple sclerosis to Lyme disease. When someone's highly viral, vitamin C isn't easy to process. Celery juice's vitamin C binds onto viral waste matter in the bloodstream and escorts it out of the body through the kidneys and skin. Vitamin C from celery juice is key for those with conditions caused by viral culprits. Page 22. Prebiotics starve unproductive bacteria. Don't know how. When the bad bacteria become saturated with sodium cluster salts, they can be devoured by good bacteria. The salts disinfect unproductive bacteria, drawing out their poisons after destroying them. The water in celery is hydrobioactive water. 26. Celery juice stabilizes the liver, including glucose reception. Most people who struggle with addictive actions are also dealing with insulin resistance. The hormones from celery juice improve, strengthen, and reinvigorate the adrenals, balancing them when they're over or underactive to counteract addictive behavior. 27. Celery juice alkalizes the bloodstream. 29. ALS is a viral infection in the brain. Most commonly, HHV6 and other virus or two viral neurotoxins cause the symptoms of ALS. Most with ALS hurt everywhere. Their livers are never functioning well. 32. Celery juice's sodium cluster salts are the ultimate virus destroyers. They destroy viral cells' outer membranes. 33. Celery juice destroys bacteria such as Borrelia, Bartonella, and Babesia. The symptoms of Lyme are neurological, and bacteria don't create neurological symptoms because they don't produce neurotoxins. Only viruses feeding on toxic heavy metals such as mercury, aluminum, and copper, as well as gluten, eggs, dairy, pesticides, etc. inside our liver and elsewhere in the body create the neurotoxins that cause Lyme disease. These are viruses from herpetic family, shingles, mutations of HHV6, HHV7, etc. These viruses release neurotoxins. These EBV, herpetic viruses, are responsible for the neurological symptoms of Lyme, MS, rheumatic arthritis, Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, fibromyalgia, and myalgic encephalomyelitis, chronic fatigue syndrome, and more. 34. People with MS have imbalanced endocrine systems with celery juice helps to balance. 35. Epstein-Barr virus is the cause of CFS. EBV is behind both CFS and Lyme. 36. Eczema and psoriasis are caused by a low-grade infection of the herpetic virus inside the liver. Most commonly, that virus is EBV. When the virus feeds off copper and mercury, that copper is excreted and becomes dermatoxin. They build up in the liver and find their way to the lower levels of the dermis. The body tries to detox them by pushing the dermatoxins up through the skin. 37. The coumarins from celery juice reinvigorate the skin. Eliminated foods such as eggs, dairy, gluten that feed EBV and can speed up the process of decreased viral load. Decreasing the viral load. 39. Viral neurotoxins from Epstein-Barr virus irritate the vagus nerve. The neurotoxins attach themselves to the vagus nerve and cause it to swell. When the vagus nerve is swollen in the chest, it can result in tightness and trouble breathing. Swelling up where the vagus nerve originates in the brain can make you feel seasick, move head, and feel dizzy. 42. Almost all cancers are caused by viruses. The waste from the virus poisons healthy cells. Cells mutate, turn cancerous. 43. Chills, hot flashes, night sweats, running hot, and temperature fluctuations are symptoms of a sluggish, stagnant liver filled with toxic hormones from years of fight or flight, toxic heavy metals, viral waste from viruses such as Epstein-Barr, HHV6, shingles, megalovirus, pharmaceuticals, and pesticides. If you are born with stagnant, sluggish liver, your symptoms arise earlier. Celery juice enters the liver through the hepatic portal vein and revitalizes damaged liver cells. Celery juice brings the liver back to life. Temperature-related symptoms. 44. Cold hands and feet, sensitivity to cold, heat, sun exposure, humidity are typically due to sensitive nervous system. 45. Constant hunger is a sign of hungry liver. Hungry for new glycogen. When the liver is congested with fat, it's harder for the liver to receive glucose. Celery juice dissolves and disperses fat so the liver can absorb glycogen from winter squash and other starchy vegetables. Constipation results from a sluggish, stagnant liver. An overburdened, weakened liver results in lower bile production. Bile is critical for digesting the fats in our diets. If fats don't break down properly, they go rancid in our guts. The rancid oils feed unproductive gut bacteria. If the stomach glands overproduce hydrochloric acid to compensate for a damaged or weakened liver, they eventually lose strength. The protein isn't broken down properly and rots in the gut and feeds unproductive bacteria. Unproductive bacteria accumulation in small intestines and colon cause constipation. The leading type of bacteria in SIBO is Streptococcus. 47. Types 1 and 1.5 diabetes are caused by pancreas damage. Viruses enter pancreas and cause inflammation. Celery juice is good for diabetics. Eggs, cheese, pork, milk, and butter are bad for diabetics. 48. Celery juice also alleviates diarrhea. 50. Oh, he was writing a thing about if celery juice causes you diarrhea initially, it's probably that's just an initial reaction and it'll pass. So you just keep on going with the regimen and it'll do the opposite. Anyway, just keep an eye on that. Anyway, 51. Emotional struggles such as anxiety, mood swings, guilt, sadness, irritability, bipolar, and depression due to toxins. Neurotoxins hinder neurotransmitter chemicals and weaken electrical impulses. The severity of the symptoms vary with the toxic load and viral load and what type of viral mutation is residing in the liver. 55. Almost anyone with an eye problem has a vitamin C deficiency and a liver problem. A dysfunctional or overburdened liver is unable to methylate vitamin C properly. Celery juice vitamin C is bioavailable. Cataracts are caused by long-term vitamin C deficiency. Exposure to aluminum toxicity developed within and throughout the eye, in utero, or shortly after birth is what causes color blindness. These people are more sensitive to eye problems. 57. Celery juice helps with eye floaters by decreasing inflammation that occurs on the optic nerve. White spots, flares, splashes, or black spots that occur without noticeable damage to the eye are the result of neurotoxins from the Epstein-Barr virus combined with heavy metals such as mercury inflaming the optic nerve. Celery juice's flavonoids disperse neurotoxins from the nerve and protect it from viral invasion. 60. One reason for migraines is inflammation of the phrenic, vagus, and trigeminal nerves caused by neurotoxins produced by the shingles virus. Toxic metals and chronic dehydration are bad. 65. Celery juice helps lubricate joints and cartilage, strengthens tendons and connective tissue in joints, and decreases nerve inflammation. He's saying, don't take collagen. That's not going to help you out. Celery juice. This is so bad. 67. Celery juice decreases elevated homocysteine levels associated with patients diagnosed with MTHFR, methyltetrahydrofolate reductase gene mutations. Homocysteine levels increase when the liver is chronically inflamed. The cause of the MTHFR gene mutation is chronic viral load. 70. OCD is caused by emotional injury, toxic heavy metals in brain which block electrical impulses. 71. Celery juice strengthens neurons in the brain, less oxidation. I didn't write that. Of heavy metals leads to fewer OCD symptoms. 101. Drink 12 to 16 ounces celery juice at a time for ages 11 plus. 102. Drink it on an empty stomach. And I didn't give James that much today because I gave him other things in this juice. 106. Drink it in the morning before anything else. I don't know if he's had breakfast. Haven't seen him. 108. Coffee wears down adrenals and stomach glands, causing lower hydrochloric acid and putrefaction of food. This leads to ammonia gas in gut that seeps up into mouth, which leads to dental and gum decay. 135. Don't mix apple cider vinegar with celery juice. It instantly destroys the sodium cluster salts, digestive enzymes, and plant hormones. Don't mix collagen with celery juice. Don't consume collagen. Build it. 152, heavy metal detox smoothie. 2 bananas, 2 cups blueberries, 1 cup cilantro, 1 teaspoon barley grass powder, 1 teaspoon spirulina, 1 tablespoon dulse, 1 orange, and 1 cup of water. Blend that. Yuck. That would be so bad. Worse than this. 153, unproductive foods. Eggs, dairy, gluten, vinegar, nutritional yeast, fermented foods, soy, corn, pork, canola oil, and natural flavors. So he's saying, don't eat those. They're no good for you. Now, having said that, he is a medical medium who was born with the unique ability to converse with the spirit of compassion. So that is how he's getting his information, apparently. So, I hope you enjoyed me talking about this book. I wouldn't necessarily, well, I definitely wouldn't recommend that anybody follows anything from this book unless they look this up. I mean, this can be very useful because a person, I mean, celery's good for you, and I don't know that it's a miracle cure-all like he's making it out to be, but you know, eating a whole lot of different healthy vegetables, that is really, it's very good for you. But this book is useful because then you can, if you're interested in any of those things, you can look it up elsewhere and see, okay, well, is there any kind of research that supports these claims or whatever. And I mean, he might be a medical medium because what he does all day is researches, and these things might actually be, you might be able to confirm some of those things. I don't know. Or maybe the spirit of compassion that he is communicating with is actually researching these things up. So, I don't mean to make fun. If that helps you, great. If it helps you avoid those foods that aren't good for you and go for things like celery and cucumbers and lemons and stuff like that instead, awesome. Then that's a great book because it has made you choose some healthier options. So I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying he's a medical medium that has gotten his information from the spirit of compassion. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, and I'd like to thank the Pitcher Butte Municipal Library for that one. So thank you very much. Now, why I don't like the Health Nut Cookbook by Nicole Goncalves. Well, I don't believe that these recipes are hers, for one thing. They're varied in what they're like. I think that this is probably hers. Iced dirty chai coffee on the rocks. She's put some chai flavored cashew milk in some coffee that she's brewed over ice cubes. I think this is probably her recipe. I doubt that this apple maple breakfast sausage patties recipe is hers, but I did use the spice mixture to make and then I tweaked it to my taste to make my veggie pork product, my vegan pork there. I've been meaning to try these jalapeno pumpkin waffles because I can't imagine that it tastes good. But who knows? So I want to try them. Now, what else? I was going to mention, her almond flour parm. I thought up this clever idea while baking with almond flour one day and realizing how much the consistency of the flour reminded me of Parmesan cheese. So she used almond flour and basically she made it exactly the same as every vegan Parmesan cheese that other people have come up with over the years. So this is maybe not the most clever idea. All you did is you didn't grind up your own nuts. So I'm sure if I looked, I would find somebody else who thought of that in a cookbook earlier too, to make it even more instant for themselves. Coconut whip. Well, that also, exactly these ingredients in every recipe book that's vegan recipe book. So anyway, page 98, pink latte. I've been meaning to try it. I bet it's good. It's much like another recipe I tried earlier, if you watched a few weeks ago, but it might be a little bit different, and it might be worth going to. Now, I didn't like her way to make this. It was ridiculous. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read the second in her procedure of how to make this pink latte. Wearing rubber gloves to prevent staining your hands, squeeze the beet over the saucepan to release the juice. Really? That's how you're doing it? You're squeezing that by hand to release. I don't believe she did that. So you use beet juice. That's how you make a pink latte. You use beet juice, and you juice beets, or else you buy already juiced beet. That's what you do. You don't. Who would squeeze it over? So this woman, I think she's a yellow, and what yellows do is they just find other people's good ideas and they repackage their products and then pass it off at their own and profit from it. So I think that's what she is. And so my guess is from this, because her sausage recipe is meat, and there's a lot of meat recipes in here, which that's fine. I get a lot of great recipe ideas from people who eat meat. In fact, the first, 10 years of my cooking on my own, that's what I did. I just convert the recipes, the meat recipes over. So anyway, now, so I have no problem with that. The fact is, I think she's one of these meat eaters that she went vegan for maybe a month or two, and she learned how to do some things like make some vegan cheese, like the cheese sauce for nachos. Not real complicated vegan cheese, right? Not that it's really complicated anyway. But anyway, and she learned how to make the coconut cream whipping cream for on your fruit or whatever you're gonna put it on, or on your pink latte on the top of it. So she learned how to make these things, and then she just went back to eating meat. So that's my guess, is she's just a failed vegan, and that's how she's gotten these useful vegan recipes, is she's just ripped them off and she's probably ripped off all of them. So that one I wouldn't recommend. The Vibrant Life by Amanda Haas. Now, or I don't know, you'd probably pronounce it Haas. Anyway, there's a fall quinoa salad on page 101 that looks good. It has butternut squash. And another recipe, lentil minestrone, which looks good, on page 90. There's actually a fair amount of recipes in this book that look good. So why didn't I rate it very highly? Because she cooks with a lot of things that I like. I read the recipes and I'm like, yeah, that would taste good. Like, she used a lot of butternut squash, as do I. The recipe book looks terrible. The layout is not attractive. I open it up right away. My mind's going crazy on this paper. And then it just continues. It's like most of it, like this lentil minestrone, it's just boring. The page is boring. It's unattractive. It's not great to read either. So that's why. Even though these recipes are good, she looks like a nice person on the back, and I'm sure her family loves her cooking. But whoever came up with this design, oy, not thinking. The Autoimmune Protocol Comfort Food Cookbook by Michelle Hoover. Now, why did I put this one here? Well, they're not very healthy, really. I expect better from something that's going for, like, trying to help people with their autoimmune issues. Now, Anyway, it's just not that good. Just not that good. There are some cute things like these the chocolate birthday cupcakes with pomegranate frosting are adorable. And that's page 180. So I mean, and there's some interesting, like she made the cupcakes out of tiger nut flour, tapioca starch, carob powder, baking soda, coconut oil, maple syrup, and a gelatin egg. She used tapioca pearls and pomegranate juice for the sprinkles. It looks adorable. And her frosting is shortening, which, why? Why did you put shortening for the frosting? 2 teaspoons of light colored honey and tapioca starch and some pomegranate juice. They look adorable, but this is not that healthy. And honestly, it was hard for me to decide which order I was going to put those 3 because they're all that, I don't like them. But I don't like well, it wasn't hard for me to put the one at the top because I don't like it. So Cedar and Salt. This book is beautiful. There's a lot of pictures of Vancouver, and even the pictures, like say this one of, I'll just bring up the camera so you can bring this to the camera so you can see. I don't have the cushion on the chair, it's hard to get out of it. But see that, that looks beautiful. It's an alcoholic drink. It's a lavender gin fizz. And I'm sure I would think that's yummy because I used to love drinking gin when I drank alcohol. And I just thought that was just beautiful. Now, she also shows how to make sea salt in here. She explains it, and it doesn't seem that hard, but nobody would do it. They just go to the store. But still, I mean, it's good to know how to do such things if you needed some and had a whole lot of time, because apparently it takes like a long time to boil off steam off the water. And I made note of coffee glazed apple bacon fritters. Hi, James.
Hi, how's it going?
Very good.
Got your phone call. I wasn't able to get it to it in time.
That's okay. Is this in your way, or can?
That'll be okay.
Okay. So, because I thought about making some vegan bacon and trying these fritters out for James, because I bet he'd like them. Even though, anyway. So, I didn't put this at the bottom or the top of the stack because there really aren't that many healthy recipes in this. Honestly, they are using some, or she is, no, there's 2 people there, using some found foods, like they're going foraging for mushrooms and stuff like that. It's awesome that they're trying to use things that are close to home for their recipes, but then they're using a lot of sweets and stuff like that, and fats and whatever. It's not entirely healthy. It is beautiful though. I really enjoyed reading this book just for the pictures, and the descriptions of the food. You know, I'm looking at this and going, oh yes, Vancouver, and it's, you know, these different foods that I know are near there.